Welcome to another Excel CEO tip. One of the things that I get asked about fairly frequently is, first of all, how to do keyboard shortcuts. So some of the tips in the past have been more mouse focused. For those who enjoy the keyboard shortcuts, this will be one of those. Another thing that this example came from is actually with the Zoom environment that we've been living in, Zoom or whatever online meetings, I should say. There has been a lot of focus on trying to get a meeting to flow smoothly. And this tip is going to be from experiences that I actually learned recently with trying to match up with people's different resolution settings. There's actually a quick way, it's not exclusive to Excel, so you can use this tip in a lot of different programs you may have. And this is how to quickly zoom in on whatever you're looking at and make sure that you have a screen resolution that ends up fitting with the browser that you're working with. For me, I have a screen that has a 4K resolution, and that can come in very small on a lot of different browsers, and so I constantly had to adjust the resolution to match. And I found out it's a lot simpler than what I had previously expected. So I'll give you the mouse option and then provide you also with a keyboard shortcut or a few keyboard shortcuts to help you with different zoom settings. So let's get started. So right now this is a 100% resolution. Since the recording is coming straight from my screen, you're going to see it as 100%. But one thing that I learned is for a lot of people, they were seeing my resolution something like this, which on my screen right now shows 55%. And so I would constantly have to adjust it. And if ever you have a presentation you're working on and you have to come down here to the bottom right corner, click on the zoom option, and then come up here and choose a custom setting, you have to sit there and find out what works for the people who are viewing it. So I could say go with 200% or whatever the case, and that comes up quickly. But you don't want to have to interrupt your presentation just so you can adjust to the resolution and try to figure out a number that works. So let's undo that with Control Z, and actually we'll bring this back to the 100% setting there. What you can actually do with most of these programs is you can actually use the Control and then the scroll up or down on your mouse scroll wheel. So if I do Control and then roll it forward, I can actually zoom in just that quickly, and without having to interrupt my presentation, without having to move off to the zoom settings, I can actually zoom in, and then you can be interactive with your audience and find out what size works for them. And rolling it back, I can do the same thing to get it back to 100% later. Now the keyboard shortcut for this is actually using Alt will open up, and you can see that a lot of different key settings will come up here for the different options that you have available. 1 for home, 2 for insert. So your office ribbon follows a numeric setting, and then a lot of the common icons in your office ribbon follow a letter format. And where we are going to find the zoom settings is actually on the View tab, which we can see up there is W. If you look there, I'm not going to click on it, but I'm going to type W on the keyboard. And then from there, I can actually click on Q to go to the zoom setting, and it brings up the zoom dialog box. And then I can actually use the up and down arrows to quickly move up and down between those. And if I do a custom setting, right now it shows 400. If I was to want to do, say, 150, then I can just type that and hit enter. And all of that was done with the keyboard. Another thing we can do, we'll come back here to the Home tab to just show these options. We can do Alt W again to get back to the zoom settings. And we can actually go to, say, we had a different percentage. So we'll escape for just a second. We'll zoom up there, and we can do Alt W, and then we can go to J and instantly go back to 100%. So these are just a few of the quick options that are available for controlling your zoom settings without having to interrupt your presentation or go through a lengthy process of clicking through different things. You can scroll through using a keyboard and mouse combination, or you can actually use straight keyboard options through the View tab. And then of course you saw there, if you're going to use the mouse and you prefer to use the office ribbon, then you can go through the View tab and go to the Zoom settings group. Hopefully you found this useful. If you have any tips that you would like to see in a future Excel CEO tip, let us know, and maybe you'll see your tip in a future video. Have a great day.